It's all fun and games till someone gets shot.
Premise by itself just feels one-sided, in my opinion, and I can't help but feel a lot of it is just most of the community is just being in one bandwagon without looking the different point of view. The trend itself is just giving that vibe. I'm not saying in general that Tekken doesn't have flaws. Most definitely, 100% it does.
So you're saying that Tekken 8 gets more hate than it deserves. Like there's some good parts of the game, but people are focusing on the negative parts and make it seem like that's the whole game.
Yeah, sure, man. First of all, I just want to tell you that I'm a big fan of yours. I remember it was like 4,000 subscribers you have. I've been following you for the longest time, by the way. But yeah, when things turned sour for Tekken 8, it just like, I wasn't enjoying the content sometimes that much. I felt it like it's getting a lot too subjective or too emotional. It lost some of that charm, I think. But in general, I know that you always have good intent and good motivation for the dialogue that you're producing. By the way, I couldn't agree more. The initial state of season two was horrendous, and I think all the backlash that it got initially when it started was warranted. Tekken 7 did extremely well, as you and I know. All I want to say that the devs actually going that far from the game shows actually they're trying to do something new. Because Tekken 7 proved the formula correctly, and they could have went with something extremely similar to it, but they didn't. I mean, it shows that they're willing to take a challenge and try to improve it later on. I'm not saying the game turned out to be perfect. I'm just saying let's give the credit a little bit for the devs trying something extremely new, even though it failed in big ways, but they tried something. In between Tekken 7 and Tekken 8, initially in season one, when I looked at it, removing certain counter hit launchers from Tekken 7 back then, this is something people don't actually put more emphasis on. For them, removing magic force or get up kicks, like low get up kicks, mid or lows that gives you combos were very cheap in Tekken 7, in my opinion. And also some mids that also used to give, not from stances in Tekken 7, I'm referring to. They also used to give counter hit launchers. In Tekken 8, they scrapped all of that and they just gave you follow up attacks. This by itself actually limits a lot of the launchers that were available in Tekken 7. I'm seeing that, okay, because they want you to actually have more interaction because okay, you're going to get hit one time, then you're going to get back up and you're going to try to fight once again. The heat system and health bar work hand in hand. A lot of people, they complain that, okay, you can pop in heat in Tekken 8 and you can do your heat moves in the initial of the match, but you lose that, what I call it the flask from Elden Ring. You know, when you get that flask when you are damaged and you recover your health, the full potential of heat is actually to use it as a recoverable health. If you use heat in the beginning, you will not be able to get that later on.
Yeah, I agree. If you're not good at managing both, like when to pop heat, when not to pop heat, it's going to be much tougher. Like I see people in blue ranks who just kind of like use their heat without thinking. Like let's say they do some poorly optimized float combo, so you're going to get very reduced damage, but they'll still pop heat and try to like heat push, and they'll throw away all their resources on a combo that's not going to get them damage, when they should just realize that the combo's kind of bad and just try to get Oki out of it and then pop heat.
Season 2 has a lot of broken moves. Season 1, in my opinion, had some broken moves, but it has a broken system. Tekken 8, they fixed the broken system. Usually, when they tell you if you're -6, you are able to sidestep, but you have to be extremely accurate when to step if you're -6. If you're -9, basically you're taking a gamble because you don't know whether he's going to do a slow move or a fast move. These kind of moves that were in season 1, they removed lateral movement whatsoever. Season 2, when they removed the heat engager plus frames and they reduced it only to +9, which still, in my opinion, if you're -9 only in any move that you're -9, you're still able to move laterally, but you have to be very cautious on when to step or when not to step.
Do you agree that if you step incorrectly, you're punished too significantly?
No, do you agree that Tekken has some reactable moves?
Yes.
Specifically, let's say, for example, with Heihachi, after Heihachi's heat smash. That situation is very sometimes extreme because he can do his guard break move and he can launch you after. These type of moves actually needs to be maybe toned down. But the thing is, if you want to handle these such moves, I think the most better option is just to slow them down. So add, let's say, maybe 5 frames to it. But removing the guard break, it's part of the system. Each Tekken has always added new utilities and new mechanics to every iteration of the franchise. Guard break, I think in Tekken 8 is one of them. Back in Tekken 7, I play as a Jin main. When I constantly just backdash, and I know that I have some moves that are considered high crush or low crush moves or sabaki parries, I never use them. Korean backdash covers all of them basically. I don't need to take any risk, and I think that speaks something that that's actually for a reason nerfed Korean backdashes. So such moves can be utilized. When you talk about stance transition, I think the move prior of the stance transition on block shouldn't give you an advantage when you go to the stance. If you're on block, you're not allowed to mix me. If you're on hit, no, I'm allowed to be mixed.
You're
And
saying that's
also,
what you want them to do? Like you want them to make it that way?
yes, and Anna has a plethora of these moves. Her judgment stance, where she can low parry or grab, and she also has a power crush. It covers all the weaknesses. For how long have we been discussing, for example, now season 2, Anna? Okay, so we know for a fact that there are some characters that definitely are gonna need to be tuned down. But when you play with most of the roster, in my opinion, they're well balanced. When you mentioned in one of your videos that Tekken basically shouldn't be that difficult when it comes to knowledge checks. I beg to differ. You can play it for 10 years and you still will be hit by something new, by new information, by a new tactic, by a new meta. And I love that about Tekken. You're saying that there is a lot of knowledge checks. Yes, I agree with you. But I think it adds to the charm that you never know enough about Tekken.
Every character in this game requires very specific movement or timing. And in my opinion, the developers know that the average player can't do that. And I'm not trying to make excuses for the players, but I'm just saying that Tekken was able to be played without having to do that.
No, but no, that's a little bit excessive. Like you're not required to love every character, man. You have a core fundamental on what is a mid-high move, what is a move that feels like it's punishable. This flow chart actually feels very familiar. You're not required to be this expert who has a PhD on every punishment in the game, because a lot of characters have the same criteria of moves. You can go play online and feel that okay, this move can be done like this. When my play style is I'm playing defensively. I even don't do launches. I just move around, poke, move around, poke. I'm using movement. Actually, I would like to send you one example if that's okay. I'm not saying that they have to know everything about the game. They have to feel the characters when they fight them after a while in online matches. And you're gonna win. Like you, man, like the way you play against certain matchups, I've seen you improve because you acquired without labbing new information against a certain matchup. And I wanted also just to talk about something regarding the combo damage when you mentioned it. Don't you think Tekken 7 damage was actually more?
It was good
It
kind
was
of at a
it was
point,
almost
but it got worse over time. And Tekken 8 damage is kind of picking up where 7 left off. Like a lot of the problems started in 7, in like season 3, season 4, and then carried over into Tekken 8, right? Like Fakaram, Leroy, Kunimitsu, Lydia, all of those characters were really like, mix up, plus frames, very aggressive. At the same time, they added new moves that added like pressure in the 5.0 update. They added like crazy wall damage and combos. And then, yeah, Tekken 8 just like continued down that path. But it was there present in Tekken 7 towards the end of the lifespan of the game, in my opinion.
correctly. I remember that you have Paul Phoenix did almost full half bar. Geese Howard, Akuma, even other characters and from the Tekken characters also they had ridiculous combo damage.
Yeah, Paul Phoenix had crazy damage in 7. Yes, Geese Howard. Yes, Akuma. There was characters who did crazy combos, but those characters were also attacked by the players very heavily. Like people demanded that Marduk be nerfed, Paul Phoenix be nerfed, and the developers never did it. It's not like players were okay with that damage that existed. Well, once again, you talk about problems that existed in 7 that the developers never addressed, and then those problems is all of Tekken 8. Yes, those things existed in Tekken 7, but that's also the things that players didn't like about 7.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But I don't think the the combo damage as it is with the heat if you use it correctly. That's why I don't suggest or advise people to use heat in a start of the game. That's my opinion. If you use, I know, even if I launch you in the beginning of the game or in the beginning of the match, I don't pop heat.
Yeah.
Even if I'm next to the wall, I will not pop heat.
Yeah.
I will use it. I will be conservative with it because I want to use it later on.
Can I ask you
And
a side question? I do the
go
same
ahead.
thing where, like, if I launch you at the start of the round, I'm not using heat. But I see a lot of blue rank players immediately use heat no matter the situation. Why do you think blue rank players don't really comprehend the heat system, when to use it, when not to use it?
Because they think if they're gonna pop heat, they're gonna wait for you to get up and just do their shenanigans with their heat. I'm not gonna wait for you to make a mistake so I can whip punish you. No, dude. I utilize that. As a defender, I want that mindset because you have better chances of defense than Tekken 7, in my opinion, because you know that people will go crazy. It means they will make huge moves, which give you huge opportunities to sidestep, to backdash, to so on and so forth. I'm gonna wait for a specific mistake and I'm gonna punish you and your heat, in my
What do
opinion.
you think about when Main Man Sui said that Tekken 8 is the hardest Tekken ever because it's hard to play defense in this game?
Yes, I agree because Tekken 7 and the previous Tekken, they have defense was very easy and it was very lazy. I don't want that. I want fair interactions. I want counterplay, not just by backdashing. I want to utilize my high crashes. I want to utilize my low crashes. I want to utilize my parries. I want to utilize my backsways. Yes, why wouldn't I want to use all the moveset that I have? And I'm not saying spam them. I'm saying use them correctly. I think you do have an influence, and I think you are an objective creator. Some of the content creators are just going with what is trending. That's the vibe I'm getting. All of a sudden, all the creators are shitting on the game. Yeah, I don't think just shitting on the moves or the characters is constructive. Okay, you complain, you put your solutions, and they're gonna check it out. And whenever the patches come, we hope and pray that it will be there. I just wanted to ask your opinion when you mentioned that for the recoverable health bar. Do you think that nerfing damage when you actually get up and you get to recover that damage once again, even though you had nerf damage, is that fair?
It would be fair if you were able to get up. But the issue is that like you get hit with a combo, there's Oki after. So it's like if they can remove that Oki after a combo and you are able to stand up some not obviously not like free, right?
You,
Because in Tekken
you,
7 there was Oki and past Tekkens there was pressure. But in Tekken 8, like if you stand up wrong, like it's automatic unblockable poison breath. It's like I think if they can pull that after combo Oki back just a little bit, once again, like how you said, slow it down just a little bit somehow, I think then players will be able to get up and regain that health. But a lot of players like are just dying trying to stand up. Like a lot of players, like against Harong, against some of these characters, Brian Fury, even Yoshimitsu, a lot of
mm,
characters just kill Lars. You know, he's in heat. You're not gonna survive. Like a pro may be able to, right? I've seen tweets from Arslan. Lars doesn't work at pro level because the reaction time they have. But once again, when you talk about people who don't have that pro level reaction, you can't get up and defend yourself against Lars. And also, he's regaining heat, which means he can keep pressure and he can keep doing it, and you're not gonna survive.
Yeah, yeah, I tend to agree, but I think still you have options. You can side roll, you can tech roll, you can stay on the ground. I just want you just to remember that it's a 50, it's a guessing between both.
I think the word 50-50, it's not an accurate description of what Tekken 8 is. Like, I think people should start
Yeah,
using the word like multi-mix-up.
that's better. That's better because 50-50 makes it so dumbed down. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Final thing, do you have any like social medias you want to promote? You could tell the people so they can know where to check you out.
No, no, man. I'm not considerate with the social aspect of things, but yeah, no, no, I'm okay.
Okay. All right.